Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope everyone had a great week. It's obviously Friday now. We had a bit of a dip today. We talked about it yesterday that I think Bitcoin could possibly fall like it has done in the past after the CPI data comes out. The following day, markets dipped, Bitcoin dipped. It happened again today. So we'll take a look at markets, Bitcoin, Ethereum. We'll also take a look at Bitcoin miners, see how they did today. I think we had like two miners that were in the positive territory. Everybody else was in the red. And then we got a story on miners being stuck in boxes, not being plugged in, energized. What's the reason for it? So we'll take a look at that. And then we also have Greenidge. They provided their production update for September, kind of hidden in a press release from last week. I didn't notice it. One of you viewers were kind enough to point this out to me in the comments, so I do appreciate that. And as always, not financial advice. You guys know the drill. I'm invested in following coins and companies. I did go a little shopping today. I bought another 335 CleanSpark shares. So full disclosure there. And if you enjoy this type of content, please hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. And here we go into the markets, Bitcoin, and everything else. All right. So NASDAQ. Let's go up here. Actually, the S&P 500 was actually down today 2.37% to 3,583. Dow Jones was down 1.34% to 29,634. And NASDAQ was down 3.1% today to 10,692. Obviously, we had a nice rally here after yesterday's morning CPI data came out. We rallied. I mean, we dipped pretty hard after it, but then we rallied throughout the day. And then today we spent the day mostly going down. So it wasn't a good day. In the markets, miners as well, Bitcoin, same story. So Bitcoin was at, or is at 19,156 right now. We did reach a high today of, what was the high? 19,954, pretty close to 20,000. And then that was around, what is that? Well, that was actually yesterday. We reached that was on the 13th at 8 o'clock roughly, Central Standard Time. And then we've come down a little bit. We went back up, and then we've started to fall throughout the day today and continue to do so. The only good thing that I'm seeing right now on the 1 hour chart is the RSI. RSI is down to 41. Last time we were right around this RSI was back here, and obviously price was a little bit lower than it is now. So that might be the reversal we were looking for a little bit, where the price is up while the RSI is at the same level possibly. So that might be a good sign there. We'll have to see if it continues going forward. And if it does, that'll be a good thing. So yeah, Bitcoin is obviously down. Ethereum is starting to go up a little bit today. It is at 1,297. It's up 0.83% so far. And you can see here that it basically came back up a little bit on the day here. And we're still not in the new day yet. We still got 55 minutes or so left in the day. Same thing on the RSI is at 45 right now. Last time we were right around here going back. We were obviously lower on it in price. So short term, it's starting to look a little bullish. But we need a little bit longer time frame, a little bit more confirmation for it to happen. And then we'll see if it actually happens on the 4 hour chart and the daily chart, which would obviously be nice. So that's it for the miners, or not the miners, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the markets. Let's take a look at the miners, see how they did today really quick. So ANY was down 4.41% to 39 cents. Argo was down 4.06 to 16 cents. BitDigital down 3.74% to $1.03. Bitfarms was down 5.14% to 95 cents. CleanSpark was down 6.91% to $2.83. Like I said, I bought another 335 shares at $2.84. I'm continuing $2 cost average into them. Possibly next week I'll get into more Bitfarms, but we'll see if things pull back a little bit more. Cores was down 10.48% to $1.11. DigiHost was up 0.41% to 71 cents. DMG was down 3.4% to 17 cents. Greenidge was down 10.66% to $1.09. Hive was down 5.33% to $3.20. Hut was down 4.17% to $1.84. Iris Energy was down 6.85% to $3.40. Lexfolio was up 5.42% to 6 cents. Marathon was down 8.2% to $10.30. Mawson was down 15.79% to 41 cents. Riot was down 9.86% to $5.76. And Soluna was down flat, $1.79. And Stronghold was down 2.77% to 95 cents roughly. So not a good day in the miners, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at the network hash rate on the miners here. See if it can continue to go up. Wow, something has changed here. Blockchain changed on us here. What's going on here? I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, let's see if we can find it here. Hash rate, distribution. over time, total hash rate. They changed some data on us. Okay, where are we at right now? This is 1 year, 3 months. Okay, I got to figure this out because this is definitely not what I'm used to seeing from blockchain. So they moved things around. Let's see here. Miners, miner difficulty. The hash rate distribution over time. Hash rate distribution. Total hash rate. Average. What are we getting the average? 7 days. And this is from October 6th. Let's see, 6 months. They're showing it a different way for me. Let's see here. Okay, so it's 266 million. Up here, we are now at 262 million. Okay, I had to get my bearings. So there's the numbers for that, the terahash rate, and this is the price of Bitcoin over here. Okay, now I get it. Okay. Scale is linear. That's fine. Okay, we can work with this. As long as we can figure out what the numbers are here, we'll be good to go. Okay, so obviously it has come down a little bit here on the average for the 7 days. And on the actual, let's take a look at the 1 day. It has been peaking at 281 million and then coming back down and then going back up. So we'll see how this continues going forward. And that will do it for the hash rate. So let's get into our first story and then we'll get into obviously Greenidge. So the first story is a huge glut of Bitcoin mining rigs is sitting unused in boxes. We've obviously seen the Bitcoin hash rate network hash rate go up over the last couple of months. We're obviously hitting new highs, and I'm sure it's going to continue going forward. I think by the end of the year, we'll be probably around 300 million, if not higher. That's going to be obviously a 50% increase from where we were beginning of the year. So here's possibly the reason why. So hundreds of thousands of brand new mining rigs that could be generating Bitcoin have never been used, further skewing the economics of cryptocurrency mining, a sector that has been hit hard by sinking prices for Bitcoin and other tokens and by high energy costs as well. Obviously, we've seen that in the industry. Last year, miners were struggling to buy enough rigs. Manufacturers couldn't fulfill orders fast enough. We saw that as well. Now, Matt Schultz, executive chairman of Bitcoin miner CleanSpark, figures 250 to 500,000 mining rigs are still sealed up in boxes in the U.S. alone, based on his conversations with analysts. Ethan Vera, chief operating officer of mining services firm Luxor Technologies, put the number at 276,000 worldwide. So we're looking at possibly 100-some thousand maybe here in the United States. So maybe Matt is a little high at 250 to 500,000, but those are the two kind of estimates that you're seeing here. Going down here, while many in the industry agree that the rigs stuck in boxes are plentiful, there's less agreement on exactly why they haven't been installed yet. Some experts said there's no room for them in the data centers. Others said there's plenty of space, but rigs are too expensive to run given the current market conditions. So obviously the cost of electricity is coming to play in this, and the price of Bitcoin as well. So Core Scientific is the biggest miner in the world by hash rate or the amount of computing power being directed toward a particular cryptocurrency blockchain. The company has been able to revise its pricing structure for its hosting fee base rate as demand for racks has surged. So this is actually pretty good news here. So CEO Mike Levitt said in an interview, one person familiar with the matter said Core Scientific has increased its fee by 20 to 25% in recent months. This is actually really good news for cores. I know we're not talking about cores, but we've known in the past, and if you've seen my videos here, I've said that cores has to work on their hosting fees. Before they were basically losing money with their hosting solution. So hopefully if they can get the fees up 20 to 25%, that's going to help generate some income there for them, which is definitely needed. So this is actually good news to hear. Continuing on here, so the impact of energy markets, there's a difference between having no rack space and having no cheap rack space, said Alex Martini, CEO of New York-based miner Block Fusion, right? So some are saying that there is no rack space, some are saying that there is. He's saying that they have 32 megawatts of empty space, and there are other sites that have a total of 400 megawatts of rack space, but customers aren't interested because energy rates are too high and the price of Bitcoin is too low, Martini said. So maybe they're just waiting for the price to go back up a little bit. Obviously, with the network hash rate going up as well, you're generating less revenue that way as well. So you got three things that are really in play here. You got the cost of electricity, you got the price of Bitcoin being down, and then you also have the hash rate going up. So all these things are obviously contributing to lower profits for the miners. Going down here, manufacturers discount. So in late August, Bitmain, the world's largest mining rig maker, unveiled a coupon program offering up to 30% discount to large customers that bought machines in the summer of 2021. In September, it announced an approximately 30% discount on Antminer S19 Pro 100 terahash models. We've obviously seen the prices of the miners coming back way down. Some miners, including CleanSpark, Core Scientific, and Marathon, have exercised a clause in their contracts called price protection that allows them to adjust the prices paid for new rigs, which is obviously a good sign here. And going down here, that is it. But obviously, there was something else that I missed to highlight here. That's on the contracts. Oh, here it is. I forgot to mark this. So over the more recent months, we have noticed that hosting price quotes have started to decline. We suspect that it will continue for the rest of the year, said Rob Chang, CEO and founder of Bitcoin miner Gree Digital Mining. So obviously that could possibly be a sign, or at least one way which could help offset some of the costs for the miners to get installed. So that way, the ones that are sitting in boxes still could find space, if there's plenty of space around, and get hashing basically. But that's obviously based on the hosting, right? Hosting is a big thing, Bitcoin price is a big thing, and the network hash rate is a big thing as well. Those three things, like I said, are pulling the strings on the profitability of miners. Let me see here. If there's anything else. No, I think that's it. So basically, there are plenty of miners, and I think some companies, possibly even CleanSpark, will take advantage of this possibility. If miners are sitting around, people might be willing to just basically sell them, maybe make a little profit on the miners. But we know that CleanSpark is looking to build out to 22 exahash by the end of next year. So they obviously need to buy a lot of miners, and we'll see how they can possibly take advantage of this. We've seen it also with other miners as well. Mara, I think, is already fully committed to what they're buying right now to get to 23. Core, I think, is pretty much done at 17 for their own self-mining. I don't think they're going to be planning, but who knows? If miners are really cheap right now, all these companies could start picking things up. Love to see Hut or Hive 8 get more miners while they're still relatively cheap, especially since they're holding quite a bit of HODL position in Bitcoin, especially Hut 8 and some of the other ones as well. So it's an interesting time. I don't know when Bitcoin's going to start going back up. I'm guessing once we get closer to the halving event, that will possibly drive Bitcoin up in price. But until then, it's going to be a murky market for at least the next 6 months, I would think. Okay, so that's the story on those. Let's take a look at Greenidge here. So I missed this completely. I did talk about this. Obviously, the board changes and the CEO changes. So Greenidge Generation announces leadership transition, board changes, and selected preliminary financial and operating results for the third quarter. So when I was looking at this, I was thinking this was the numbers for the third quarter, that they didn't provide anything for September. But we do have a couple little tidbits here. So the two tidbits that we do have is they produced 278 Bitcoin for September, which was kind of hidden here in this text, where they produced approximately 166 Bitcoin during the third quarter. And then obviously down here is the September part. And we got the mining capacity of approximately 2.4 exahash from approximately 24,500 miners in service as of September 30th. So we have those two numbers here. And then we had the approximately 39 million in cash and fair value of cryptocurrency holdings as of September 30th. So we do have all of this stuff here, and it's basically what we need. And it looks like they didn't install much as far as new miners are concerned. But here's what we have. So Greenidge has 42.9 million shares outstanding. Stock price is $1.09. Market cap is 46 million right now. Institutions, we'll take a look at that down below. Their current hash rate is 2.4 exahash. They were a little bit higher, but they went down for some reason, which I can't remember right now, but we did mark them down. Future hash rate is going to be at 4.7 roughly. Currently, they're about 51% operational. Hash rate growth left is about 95%. So they're about, obviously, a little bit less than 50% left to install, but growth-wise, it's going to be about 100% from where they are. BTC HODL, they don't HODL anything. They sell pretty much everything that they mine. So here's what we got them at. BTC production was 278 BTC. It's obviously a little bit less here than the last 2 months. July was 287, 301 in August. And then we had kind of a mixed bag here throughout the rest of the year. We were at 191 in January, 164 in February, 206 in March, 197 in April, 195 in May, 230 in June, and then we went up a little bit. Now we're going back down. Like I said, they didn't install any miners here. We did get to 2.7 exahash in July. And then in August update, they reported they were down to 2.4 for some reason. I'm not sure if they sold some of the older miners, possibly. I don't think they had any older miners. Maybe these over here, I think what took them out. So that was what that was. As far as efficiency goes, BTC per petahash is 0.1158. If you convert it over to exahash, it's 115.8 bitcoins per exahash. So not too bad, but not the best either. And then we have, obviously, the HODL position is 0. So they sold all the coins here for about 5.5 million. They generated about, revenue-wise, 5.5 million also in September. Now, going down here, since we didn't install any miners, we still have quite a few miners left to install. We still have these S19 Pros, 100 terahash miners, about 14,300 of these to install. And then the new S19 XPs, which are the 140 terahash miners, those are about 4,050 left. And those are supposed to be coming in Q3, which I haven't seen anything from them getting those in yet. So we'll see if those come in Q4 possibly. So we do have those to get installed yet. Institution-wise, updated today, 91 institutions, so that went up a little bit. Shares went up a little bit, but percentage owned went down to 25.54 from 25.87. And that might be because of dilution, I'm guessing. Why the number of shares would go up, but the percentage owned, that's the only way I can think of it, is obviously dilution happening. We still have 1 buy rating, 2 hold ratings. Price target did change from 7 to 550. For the high, from 517 to 417 on the average, and the low stayed at $3 the same. So that is all the same there. And let's take a look at finally our kind of where we think it should be priced at right now. Now it is $1.09 right now. We're looking at the last 3 quarters, and the current quarter is going to be about 18.4 million here if everything stays the way it is. So that is a combined total of 95 million. And a 50% net income from gross revenue, we're looking at $22.21 with a PE of 20. Now, given the market that we're in right now, you can see that they're probably trading at a PE of 1. Yeah, PE of 1 right now. So they're pretty low down there. Once Bitcoin starts going back up, I could easily see them obviously getting to anywhere between 15 PE to a 20 PE. So 15 PE would be $16.66 on the low end. On the high end, we're looking at $24.99. And then if we go to 20, they could be between $22 and $33 in change, roughly. So I keep saying this, the miners are undervalued right now, which is the case basically because of Bitcoin and where it's at right now. So that is it, just a quick update on Greenidge. We'll see how they continue going into, obviously, this month, October, November, and December, and then we'll see where Bitcoin goes, obviously, as well. That's the big factor there. But they need to obviously install miners if they want to at least outpace the network hash rate increases. Otherwise, they're going to be generating less and less revenue, and I can show you that here. You can see here that even though they have more miners installed now, you can see here that they made about 18.4 million right now. If Bitcoin price stays where it's at, hash rate stays where it's at, they're going to make about 16.27 million in the fourth quarter. And that's because they're not adding miners here to combat the increase in hash rate. So that's why we want to see those miners getting installed if possible. All right, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. The spreadsheet, as always, available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there for their continued support. This weekend, I'll do a video on how the miners compared to Bitcoin for this week, whether they outperformed or underperformed. And then we'll also do a video on Bitfarms, probably CleanSpark, Hive, Hut, maybe Irish Energy, maybe Argo in there. We'll see which one is possibly the better buy. So we'll do a comparison video on that. So that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you all here. I'll see you guys in the next one.